Hi all, welcome to Workato Masterclass Series. Today we are going to talk about Workato certification, which is got restructured from Workato Academy. So before we move into our today's agenda, let's have a quick recap on what we have studied in the previous session. We have talked about MCP and what is the benefit of MCP and how we have implemented in the recipe, as well as we have shown that, like how to implement MCP using Workato and as well as the ChatGPT, right? So if you have missed it, please go and check our previous video. I'll be providing a video link in the description box, as well as you can click I button at the right top of our video. Okay, let's jump into our today's session, that is Workato certifications. Um, so how to log in, right? So many of you have already know how to log into Workato Academy, but let's understand from the scratch. Okay, suppose you have already logged into your workspace, that is your corporate email ID with corporate email ID. So you can, it will be remain same. So if you click on this one and sign in, it automatically takes your credential of what you have, whatever you used in the for the your workspace. It will be remain same for this academy as well. Okay. So once you log into this is how the Workato Academy looks. And so as I said, let's talk about Workato Foundation certification. Okay. So previously we had Automation Pro 1, Workato Automation Pro 2, and Workato Automation Pro 3. Correct. So now that has got changed to Workato Foundation Level 1 and Level 2. Okay. So let's see what is there in the Workato Foundation Level 1. Okay. So this is how basically it looks. And the structure remains same, like you'll be taking a course, then you'll be taking the certifications. Okay. So it's not mandatory to go with this particular Workato like the academy, like they means to go to this particular content before you take certifications. It's optional, but I recommend you to go to this particular content of Workato Foundation Level 1 and try to understand what the changes are there, like because they have introduced Workato 1 in the introduction to the Workato in the level 1 certifications. Try to understand that, and also try to understand decoupled architectures, and then what is recipe application connections. Then you have a lab to like for the hands-on preparations. So try to do that, complete that, so that it'll be gives you a knowledge on the Workato workspace, as well as the what is inside the Workato uh, space. Once you log into the workspace, basically it all explains the assets, projects, what is recipe, what is connections, what is this community library, what is platforms, everything. Okay, so that gives you a little bit knowledge on the Workato. Also, I try to understand what is uh, job informations, right? So that uh, ends up with like the level 1 course, basically. Okay, then post that you have to take the certifications examinations. So there will be contents around can say I just say like register now. So can say like I have already completed. So it shows like if there is a 20 questions. Okay, for 20 questions you have to answer um the past examinations. Okay, so that is the thing. I think if I'm not wrong, it should be I think 60 to 5 to 70% which you have to take the to passing pass the examination. So I'll comment out if my answer is wrong. It's not a 70%. I'll give you the exact number in my comment box. What is exactly the, or maybe in the description box. You can check that. So as well as in the level 2, you have this course as well, which is like demanding around 6 hours you have to spend, and the level 1 you have to spend around at least 3 hours. So foundation level 2, it contains the okay, let it load. Okay, sorry. Okay, let me go back to the Workato Academy again, and I click on the certification, then level 2. Okay, let's see, and click on the foundation level 2 on demand course. So you can see here. Oh, okay, it's getting connected. Okay, 1 second. Sorry for that. It's Let me click on this. Okay, it's giving that. Let me check on this. So now see, so this is what the course looks like. So the iPaaS platform, it's talked about what is iPaaS, all those things. Data orchestrations with Workato API management, and BPA with Workato, that's like business process automations, which you have to talk about. Like it talk about that, and also it'll give you a little bit of knowledge on the uh, hands-on as well. Workato AI and agenting, which is like latest one. So you have to go to that. Suppose that you'll be once you complete that, you'll be go to the certifications similar to the what we have done for the level one. Okay. So say example, if I go to this and you have a potential level two examinations, which talk about which you have to take this examination. So if I see this and as well, I've already completed. This also contains 20 questions. You have to I think it's a minimum 70%. Okay, I'll give you that exact numbers. What is the passing marks? And you have a two attempts. Remember that you have a two attempts. Okay. So this is concludes the certification on the foundation level one. And post that you have a main information about like to complete the certification on the introduction to Agent Studio, agentic AI basics. You have a Workato data orchestrations, which you have already covered in the what do you call level one, basically. Oh, not sorry, level two. So that will be elaborated here. No, most of the things in elaborated way, and then you'll have a role based learning path as well, which is like advanced level. Which you once you complete this foundation level and level two, you can check this certification business architect, with Workato administrator, security, and the embedded platforms. Okay. So that's the learning path which you have to go through, and this is all about this particular content. And add on to that, just want to tell you about, say, when you're taking up the certifications, try to give your best, try to understand the concept very well first, then try to give a certifications, and try to don't use ChatGPT or other third-party applications to get the answers. So because you are checking your knowledge, right? So whatever you will learn from the content, you are checking your knowledge whether I have understood the content very well or not, or a concept very well. So if you're able to not able to pass the first attempt, don't disappoint. Try to understand where you went wrong, and trying to go back to that particular content, like means in uh, the content wise, or level one or maybe level two. If you're taking the which are the level one, you take say level one you're taking, or level two. If suppose you failed any of these particular examinations, try to understand where you have failed. Try to go back to the content and understand the concept very well again, and take up that examinations. Okay. So understand concept very well, as I said, because that is since you have only two attempts. So if you're not able to pass that, it'll be like usually uh, the Workato support team will be there to give you back the another attempts. Okay, we basically they'll be give you another chance to pass the examinations. It's not like they'll not give, but um, don't get into that particular situation where you have to request a support team and get back your attempts back to give the examinations. Okay, that's the one thing. And second thing, I observed that a few of you have given the comments that to try to do the content on SAP or maybe other paid version applications. See, I know this is a requirement from your end, because that recipe it can be used in your what do you call in your organizations. But in my content, when I do a content creation, it's not like I have everything with me. The applications will be, some of the paid versions will not be with me. So it can the basic versions, or maybe like whichever applications have a freeze tier that I usually use and try to do the content, so that it I can give you the see the concept remains same, right? So I want to give you, or I want to make you understand concept very well, not the application level. So application remains same, and concept, if its concept is the business domain. No, a domain, if you are good at domain, then application doesn't matter which application you use or which tool you use. Okay, so try to I do basically do the content based um, on the request as well, but I'll try to understand which application or which request they're going to give, right? So if they are talking about SAP, I cannot do basically on the SAP, but try to I'll give a what do you call, similar to that application. Say example, SAP is something kind of uh, Concur. It's like basically your financial thing, right? So in that, even we go for some of the NetSuite applications. It is similar to that, but NetSuite also like something which is like paid one. So visually not able to give the content on that, but you what I can say, like try to understand the the business requirement first, what basically it says, then try to apply that concepts, or maybe like try to do the actions or triggers based on that your requirement. So if you understand the application, like the domain means like business requirement very well, implementing that is not an tough task. Okay, so that I want to convey you that with this particular session. And if you have any requirements, like example, if you're not able to do the logic well or not able to understand the requirement, and with that I can help you with that. So you can just tell me the what is the requirement, in your case I can tell that in the next session, like okay, this is what the requirement. I cannot tell you, I'll not tell the with whom I got this particular content. You can, I can mail me, which I have always give that email ID in my every video content. You try to use that and try to mail me. Suppose you have any kind of questions, I'll try to answer that. It's not like um, I'll not take much time, but I'll take a time, minimum time to understand your concept and try to get the requirements first, understand that, and then give you answer. Okay, it's not like I can give you immediate answer for that. Okay, I have to understand as well. So I have to do my groundwork as well, right? So that's the reason I take up my time to answer your questions, so that as well, so that my main motto is here to give you knowledge back, and also the knowledge which I learn, right? I have to make to understand. My audience has to be understand, or maybe like my whoever viewers, they have to understand my what I'm telling the concept is very well. That's the only motto of mine. This content creations. Do your whatever you're doing right now, like on the business requirement, understanding everything. Try to do that, and if you're not able to do it your way. Say example, you tried it, but you're not able to crack that particular logic. Okay, try to mail that. I can try to understand the requirement and try to give you answer in the next session, maybe in the videos, in the video form, or maybe in the mail form itself. The direct person. Suppose that requirement is very looks like very good, I can explain what is the requirement and I can try to give that answer. Like how would I have build the basic structure? It's not like pseudocode. You can say like okay. So that's the end of this particular session. So hope you have enjoyed this session and try to have able to understand the what is the basic, or maybe like the restructured content of Workato Academy. So the maybe I have did this particular session a bit late, but uh, apologize for that. But I try to do the sessions. So going forward, I'll try to understand what else concepts came newly into the Workato Academy, or maybe certifications. I'll try to get that information and try to give you earliest